So let's start this over again. That was like a rehearsal, okay? Okay, my name is Stephen Cuffey. I'm one of the many voices of TBC, and I'm also one of the ambassadors of goodwill, as we all know, okay? And folks, I have my lovely wife, Berlene, and her family, who I love dearly, and also my brother, Mr. Simone, of the Bangladesh community who resides in Italy, that beautiful country of Italy. And folks, I was thinking about a topic today about something that deals with each and one of us on here on this earth. And that is, the title is why do people fail? Why do people fail? Well, one of the reasons is people fail because they're not happy with themselves first. They're so interested in making that one or more people happy out there. It could be in their family, it could be at a job, it could be whatever. But and like I said, like I'm saying too, Marlene and I, we have had conversations like this before, because as much as my heart is hers, there's mine first. Same way as hers for me and her family. As much as I love her family and always will, I have to love myself first. And they are so wonderful. Everyone in that office is wonderful, the greatest ever. But at the same time, I got to be happy within myself. So what we have to do with ourselves, we got to do some soul searching within ourselves, with our own being. And so often people can't succeed in life, you know, and it goes about the same thing about money. You'll never reach the level you want to be financially if you don't do some soul searching within yourself, what you need to do. Now, here in the United States, there are loads and loads of successful businesses, whether it's brick and mortar businesses, whether it's online. I was just on I just was watching for the last 2 hours. I was watching a webinar of a brother named Kevin Zhang. He's a 23-year-old Chinese brother, lives in California, living in Beverly Hills now. When he graduated out of college, see, his parents moved over here many years ago and worked really hard. They're Chinese. They moved to the United States and got their citizenship and everything. And I think it was him and his other, I believe, brother. And he lived in the basement of his family's home. And when he graduated, he lived there, right? And he had a big time job offered to him. Corporate job, typical corporate job here in the United States. And he had about $3,000 in debt. And this was in 2018. And listen to this now. His mother sent him like a message. And it went something like this. He said, I'm so concerned about you, son. You know, why are you going after those things online and you're not making any progress? And why don't you take that job, that thing? Because see, all our parents told us is go to school, look for a job. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing. But here today, folks, times are changing. I have talked to more millionaires, male millionaires, over the phone, messages, my mentors. And do you know not one of them have a college degree? In fact, all of them have a high school diploma, and a couple of them don't even have a high school diploma. And they are multimillionaires here in the United States. The honest God's truth. This is true, folks. So you can be anything you want to be, but it has to do some soul searching within yourself first. You have to be happy within yourself first. See, when Renee and I met, we became the best of friends, and she'll tell you that. Okay, we became great friends. I didn't know anybody else in her family, folks. Then I met Virgie, her She's a little, she's actually her aunt. She's maybe about 3 or 4 years older than her. Okay, maybe about 6 older, maybe about 3 or 4 years older than her and me. And you know, and then I met all the rest. But I'm just saying, going back to what I'm saying, is that you have to be happy with yourself. You can't listen to put downs, people trying to bring you down. Now, people doing things just to be funny, and Merlin's family they love doing that to me, and I laugh about it now because I understand what they're doing, and I love them. I love them for doing that because they keep you alive, because they care about you, you know. And I'm telling you, I'm talking about really bad people, real bad people, because they are so unhappy with themselves, they'll try to bring you down and put you down and say something that's really not nice to you. But are you going to allow those things to happen in your life? Are you going to allow those people to just make a wreck of your life? No, 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 no. You don't do that to yourself. We have one lifetime to make it here on earth. We have to learn to love each other like God says we should love each other. We have to be good to each other. Whether we at home, whether we at a job, whether we doing online services of anything like that, any type of business. When I think about TBC, we have two things that both me and Mr. Simone have said in our broadcast so many times. Because TBC is about love and respect, and the biggest one of all, abundance, that talks about in the Holy Bible. That's one of the reasons why a lot of us members love TBC so much, because people get along. We're like a big family. It's not like these other businesses that you all by yourself. And I'm not down in those businesses because some of them are great. E-commerce is a multi-billion-dollar business. That's what I was just listening to. Oh, but speaking of that Kevin Zhang that I just talked about earlier, that guy in 1 year, now if he had listened to his mom and took that job, he'd probably be working, he'd be making, maybe he may make 6 figures, he may not, but try $20 million in 1 year. Yes, I saw it. He showed the proof. He made $20 million in e-commerce. He went through all the mistakes that most people, he's got a great deal going right now. E-commerce is huge here in the United States and worldwide, actually, but it's really big time here. And do you know, because of this shutdown that we went through this past few months, e-commerce, I'm gonna give you an example. I'm gonna give y'all an example of how big e-commerce is. Y'all heard of the Amazon, right? Everybody heard of Amazon. Okay? Have made well over $1 trillion in sales. I mean, close to $1 trillion in sales. Okay? And the owner, Jeff Bezos, he's gonna be the first trillionaire in the world. He's the world's richest man in the world. He'd be the first liquid trillionaire with the T. That's a lot of income, folks. Billions is a lot, but trillion is a whole lot. He made, if I recall, something like 13, I may be lowballing it right now, but I mean like 13 billion with the B. Within 1 month of this thing, when it was at its top tip, when this coronavirus thing was at its top, pandemic was at its top, when all around the world, this man was killing it online, his business, because Amazon is all over the world. Well, I won't say all over, but it's in good parts of the world now. It's definitely in UK, which is a big country. So I'm letting you know, folks, while everybody's sitting home with 40 million people out of work in the United States, this is the best time to be involved in an online business. We got many people making five. I personally know, and I can name a few men right now. I'm not going to do this here because this is a TBC broadcast, but I know 3 men right now who make 6 figures a month right now online, right here in the United States, right here. If I name one particular female, Marlene knows this one because I told her about it. Her and her family, I think, moved from New York to Arizona, live in a beautiful home. Her and her husband, her son and daughter, I think they're in their early 20s. The son is big on Facebook ads and know how to make money on Facebook using Facebook. His mother, his brother, I mean, his son, her son is really good with that. And I'm just letting you know, folks. Now, what we have in TBC is great. Admin says this time next year, we should be making 6 figures in Bitcoin, almost $500,000. If we do everything, it's still on team A of the Master Doctor team. That's the key. Now, for some, it may be more difficult, but I'm not treating it as that. I'm not looking at that because I'm hearing from NBay, it's more easier going out to seek out, to talk to merchants that is a regular person getting them a TBC, he said yesterday in our training. Oh, actually said in the broadcast meeting yesterday. So, folks, why do people fail? It's the mistakes that people do in their lives that they keep failing time after time again. Not learning from your mistakes. You see, if you don't learn from your mistakes, you'll keep doing them over and over and over again. You don't let no one bring you down. No one. No one. Remember, you as an individual got one life on this earth to live. And you got to make it your best. Because that's what I'm going to do. You got to make it your best. No matter what failures you had in your life, you still got to treat yourself as number one. Because if you're not happy within yourself, you certainly can't be happy with people around you. Or even the most important person in your life, you can't be happy with that person if you're not happy with yourself. If I was a person that was not happy with myself, Marlene wouldn't be in my life. Her family wouldn't be in my life. My mother, as much as I love my mother, if I was so unhappy with myself, how can I want to be around my mom or my sister or anybody? But on the contrary, I love all these people I just named. I feel good around them. Marlene and I had a conversation earlier today, and she had me dying laughing about my family that's there. They know they probably laughing right now. But they just keep you happy with joy. They're just that kind of people. And I like to thank God they are in my life. I'm saying this right now to Bertie and the family. I'm so glad they're in my life. I did not know that people from Philippines that's got a culture have such much joy in their lives. They can just make people laugh all the time. And my wife, she can just make me, I was about to fall on this floor today, thing she was telling me today. I'm still laughing about it because I'm thinking about what she said to me. But you got to be happy, you see? You got to learn to bring happiness in your life. Because if you don't bring happiness in your life, it just goes in turmoil. And you'll find yourself just going down the drain emotionally till you're depressed. And I promised myself I would never let anything get me so down that I'm depressed. When I think about my mother, who was 94 years old, I've asked God, and I know it's up to God, but please allow her to wake her to pass away in her sleep. I don't want to see my mom failing away in the hospital, but it may turn out that to be. But I know she's lived a long life, and I've learned so many great things from her. So you see a very good product of goodness come from my parents. Then I had older brothers and sisters who taught me well, because see, my mom had 5 kids and then had me and my sister 7 years later. So I had 5 other siblings that I learned from also. So if I went out here and got it wrong, or if I let people go to work when I started my profession years ago and let it go wrong. Now here's my brother Peter's coming from. He's from Kenya. And Peter, what I'm talking about today, brother, is the title, Why Do People Fail? And what you're going to probably have to do is go back on my YouTube channel once I load it there to hear what been talking about today. Because I'm not necessarily talking about just TBC. I'm talking about you as an individual. You know? You have to make sure that you as an individual make the right decisions in your life so you can go forward. And you don't let anybody get in your way of things you're trying to achieve. And also about failing, don't look at failing as a necessary bad thing. Back when I first started doing broadcasts, I talked about that. I found some material on that displayed. And failing sometimes is like hurdles. You jump over that hurdle, and now you can get to the finish line. So failures are not always the worst thing in the world. Just don't do things to bring your own self down the process. So everything may not go out like you want it to go. But don't be so down on yourself. You need to be thanking God that, oh, you opened my eyes to something I should have thought about all along. So I want to thank you all for being here for this live broadcast today, for coming. And those that anyone that came later that didn't catch everything I talked about today or what I said, you can go back. Please like this video when you see it on my YouTube channel. And if you feel like you want to share it with some people to hear from me, your ambassador, your ambassador of goodwill, one of your ambassadors of goodwill, and also a TBC broadcaster, one of the voices of TBC. I do consider myself as a leader in TBC. I'm not considering myself the best leader. I'm just thinking myself as one of them. If I fall, it's not the end of the world. If I fall and if I fall to Team B, is it the worst thing in the world? No, it's not. That's not my plan. And people are saying, oh, Stephen, he's an ambassador. He allowed himself to fall to Team B. I grant you, if that happens, a lot of people be saying that about me. But do you think I really care? No, I don't. Because I know I allowed it to happen myself. I have to look at myself first. I can't be caring what everybody else say. I got to be looking at myself first. And that's what I'm talking about today, folks. You got to do some soul searching in yourself when you know something's not going right in your life. And you keep finding yourself failing. And it could be family, relationships, job, it could be whatever it is in your life. But every facet of those things, everything I just named, have to be on point in order for you to have success. And it also could be money. People talk about money and don't even ever study, don't even know what it's about. And some don't know how to get it. I spent the last 10 years, because I always said, when I have a lot of money, I'm going to have a lot. Because I found out, I studied the billionaires and millionaires around, like the Warren Buffetts and people like that. And I know what now some of the things they invested in, you can't invest in now, but some you still can. And so I know what they're investing in even today. I'm going to say this to you all about TBC. Should we get to a big 6 figures in Bitcoin by next year this time, if you're on Team A, I highly recommend a lot of you all start purchasing precious metals like gold and silver. I highly recommend that. Because you know, before the dollars, the fiat dollars, that was used as a barter system. And most places will still take that gold. I can't speak about silver, but I know they can take gold. Because that's what we're going to do. We're not going to do. See, I have a plan, all planned out, and it's going to work. Because it comes from a mixture of different people that already have done it. Because that expression always means something. And it goes like this. And we said here in the United States a lot. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Now you can enhance it a little bit, just a little bit. But if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So folks, that's my broadcast for today. You know, it was titled, Why Do People Fail? And I pray to God that you make some good decisions in your life, throughout your life, that will impact you and others around you in a very positive way. I'm just go to Merlene. You there? You there, honey? You still there? Merlene, you there, honey? Just unmute yourself if you can.
Yeah, I'm here.
How did you like what I just talked about today, honey?
Oh, bravo. Wonderful. That
Thank
was
you. Thank
great, honey. Thank you.
you.
Thank
Everybody
you.
I hope everybody liked what we
That's on
talked about
point.
today. I hope you liked it.
Yeah, yeah, they do.
No, that's
They
great.
said on point.
Thank
They
you.
said you're on point.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Because I knew my wonderful family would agree with me this, because we have had some of our family members, I have talked about these kind of things before. We've had conversations about some of these things I talked about today. And I was thinking, I said, what could be the actual title of this broadcast could be? And you know, the sad part of it is, we should have this thing up to 100 people who are listening to this today. Because I know of people over in different parts of the world just struggling with this subject. Why do they fail? And they keep making the same mistakes over and again. That's why your life is the same. Do you get it, folks? That's why your life is the same, because you keep doing the same things over and over again. And some people believe in that thing where if you keep doing that, what's that meaning of insanity? If you keep doing the same thing over and again, expecting a different result, that is one of the definitions of insanity, folks. Doing something over and over again, expecting doing the same thing that you've been doing over and over again, expecting a different result. No, you got to change something to make a different result, folks. You got to change something in the process. Okay. All right, Mr. Simone, how you doing? I know you like the subject I did. How you doing, Mr. Simone? No, maybe he can't come on. Mr. Peter, you there? Mr. Peter, you there from Kenya?
Yes, yes, I'm there, Steve. And
Yeah.
just saying, you've had a good topic about like failure.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Mm-hmm.
sorry, I came late, and I just got to you were talking about failure, and
Mm-hmm.
there was a book I've been reading about the issue of marketing, and it is showing that there is that where you need to work hard and put your effort on whatever you want to do,
Mm-hmm.
and there is that thing. Maybe there are some failures. For a person to succeed, you need to work actually very hard, and to have that vision of where you want to be, and what you are supposed to do.
Mm-hmm.
So failure is there, but we need to learn from failures. That if I fail, what did I do wrong? And now I check where I went wrong, and
Mm-hmm.
do the right thing so that I avoid those failures. So we must learn from failures. Is there to help us to learn a few things on what we are supposed to do, so that we may not repeat the same mistake again.
Right, exactly. Because you said you did some soul searching. You said to yourself, what can I do different to make that result different? And see, that's what people got to realize. And we got to do that same thing in TBC where we fail. Okay. Because if you follow the system, it works. But see, people don't follow the system,
Yeah.
you know? So,
Right.
and that's how you do it. You'll do in every facets of your life. You do the same thing. It's nothing different. So, what I want to say, thank you all for coming today. Thank you for the positive feedback, and I hope that that you see some value in this broadcast. And I'll be back tomorrow. And so, bye bye, everybody.
Bye bye.